Oh man, so the Drizzy Gobblers are in full effect. They trying to do their best to spoil Kendrick's halftime show for the Super Bowl. Alright, so you got DJ Academics TV, you got this dude named King Jared, several people on social media, and whomever is working for the Super Bowl staff is definitely some Drizzy Gobblers that work for them. But someone recorded Kendrick Lamar's audio for his halftime performance and leaked it, trying to spoil his set list. So as you can see, this DJ Academics TV, once again, this is ran by a dude named Grand Wizard Chat nigga. Alright, so it says Kendrick Lamar is the first artist who ever have a Super Bowl halftime set list leaked ahead of his performance. Okay, so the Academics TV page posted the full Super Bowl halftime show leak performance, and then got a DMCA strike from Kendrick Lamar's record label Interscope. They posted it several times with them receiving the strike X, Y, and Z. And yeah, so now the dude, King Jared, this dude right here, Top Drizzy Gobbler, I tell you all the time, yeah, Top Drizzy Gobbler, he has a platform that he started that tries his best to disguise Drake propaganda. But what he has been doing on this platform this whole week is trying to go ahead and use whatever source he has to leak information about the halftime show. I'm not gonna tell y'all everything that he's posted because I don't want to spoil it. But one thing that I will confirm to y'all is Not Like Us will be played at the halftime show at some point in time. Not Like Us will be played. Now, TMZ, everyone reported that the Super Bowl don't care what songs he performed, but for FCC guidelines, they are going to make sure that certain lyrics will be censored. The same way that when he said we hate Po and they censored those lyrics, same thing. This is national TV. They're going to censor some lyrics all the damn time, so it makes sense. But yeah, they trying to spoil the set list. Whoever may be a guest, the actual set design, they trying to spoil whatever they can. One thing about it, everybody not on Twitter, so it's not going to reach a lot of people anyway, and you cannot spoil the energy from a performance. Big Wolf, Kendrick Lamar is going to perform his big songs. We've heard the songs already, we know these lyrics. It's not going to take away from us actually seeing the performance. What the hell is up with y'all? These niggas so weird. Alright, but Kendrick has been doing interviews. I want to tap into some clips. He did a sit down with Timothy Camelette and his GNX. And also he talked to Nadeska and Ebro over at Apple Music. So we're gonna tap into some of the things. We're gonna keep it on a small screen because eventually this may be copywritten, so you may not be able to see it. I don't know if right now you're gonna be looking at a still image or the actual visuals, but let's go ahead and tap into the Timothy Camelette one first. For some reason, the sound is on the left-hand side of the ear. I'll try my best to center it though.
All right, my life is in your hands.
Scared, man. I told you I got you, bro. You got movies to film.
Yeah, exactly.
Put your seatbelt on. Your seatbelt on?
Yeah, let me get it on. Hold up.
Mine's on, by the way. Don't be fooled.
Oh, it is on. Oh, I didn't see. All right.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, people are be saying I look soft. All right, got you. All right.
In the studio, if it's been a while, you might come off with a little bit of writer's rock. So we always got this thing about like keeping the pen low. For this exercise, going there, doing 16 bars, going home, always just keep moving. How I feel if it's been a while for you.
Yeah.
Take a minute for you warm up in front of the camera, take a minute to remember the lines, get into the character. How long does that process?
Yeah, all the above. I try to prep at home, but the thing about acting is if you don't have an audience, it's just a form of insanity. Then you're just, what are you doing? So I'll definitely try to warm up and then lose that self-consciousness when you finally get back out there.
Yeah.
But that takes time. I always try to embrace failure. You were talking about that the other day. That the most important part of a bad day is like the way you leave it. And if you could leave a bad take or a bad day with a positive attitude, then you got nothing to fear.
I think that's probably one of the biggest misconceptions about me as an artist. I'm always locked in and I'm always trying new things. Now, whether or not I like them is a whole nother conversation, but I have to keep the pen moving.
And I appreciate that, bro. So if you guys can't peep what he's saying, despite people thinking that he be taking long hiatuses, he's saying he's always working, he's always writing, but he's doing quality control. These rappers don't do quality control anymore. Please bring back quality control. And I think you guys make more money if you do that shit. I know people trying to run up their deals and put out as many projects as possible and shit. I think you'll make more money in the long run if you do quality control, bro. You'll sell more and your tours be bigger.
It's not from sanity. And it's also has given me the opportunity to learn myself. You know, find out who I am.
You mean through the styles of expression or the actual lyricism or everything?
I mean, because when we write, man, you gotta sit and go through the emotions and be vulnerable about it. You know, whether it's a fun song or sad or, you know, got some type of depth or not. These are still relatively your personality, you know, pushing through. And so a lot of these records are right, man. It's a lot of stuff I probably would never express or even known about myself if it wasn't for an instrumental behind it. With my projects, it'll always be that one record I feel like that I want everyone to hear, you know what I'm saying? In order to push the narrative or just the message and the tone that I want to get across. I can have so many other records that have different narratives and tones, you know, like reflection, right? To preserve a space for that one that I want everyone to hear, that's what pushes me, man. That's why I like The Man at the Garden, and even the fact that it's at the top of the record.
Yeah, that's how it felt like to me, you know. Also just being a fan of your music forever and knowing, like, look at where you're at now, man. Like, it's this crazy Super Bowl halftime show. And you just keep climbing, bro. It's, like, amazing.
Appreciate it, man. I mean that, bro.
Yeah.
Man in the Garden, I mean every word on that motherfucker, man. That's probably the easiest record to write. You know? And I figured out who I am in this present moment, you know?
That's real though, dog. That's real though. And I like hearing that perspective as far as the sequencing of his albums and trying to make sure the songs that have substance and the content is deep, you are focusing on where you place it, so people are able to go ahead and get to it and consume it. That's huge, dog. That's huge. I think a lot of people sacrifice the quality of their albums by trying their best to just put too much hit songs on it, or songs that they're hoping will be great hits in streaming. I'm a sucker for B-sides. I love B-sides. If your album don't have great B-sides, then I probably don't give too much about it. Don't give too much of a fuck about your album if you don't have no good B-sides. That's what makes a good album. The songs that you're not trying to make hits, but the songs you can live to, that if you're in some type of mood that you can go back and tap back into, like those be my vibes that I love from different artists and shit like that. So I appreciate him understanding where to place that, and, you know, hearing the importance of wanting people to get to that record in the project. That's important. That's important. But all right, so it's some more things. It's some more things from the conversation that he had with Nadeska and Ebro. Let's tap into these clips right here. Right here, he talks more about reincarnating a man at the garden. It's a quick clip. Let's tap in. Once again, you may just be seeing a still image on the screen.
The most meanest, you know, aggressive individuals, but they can't even look you in the eye and express themselves the way they want to. So they resort to other things. And when I think about that, and I know that I have the tools necessary to communicate myself properly and effectively, I gotta do it for them. I gotta make records like Reincarnated. I gotta make records like Man in the Garden. I have to, because they feel that way, but they cannot project it. And when they hear somebody actually giving them affirmations, it allows them to speak more freely and be open, because again, I come from the same place they come from.
And that's what Kendrick Lamar's music has been, in my opinion, since day one. That's why I don't get sometimes when people dumb his total message down to, oh, just some conscious rapper. When I think that his shit is like mostly like the voice of his hood, his neighborhood, and the different stories that he sees, everything he's seen and experienced, and being the mouthpiece for a lot of people. That's what he has been, in my opinion, and my ideas. You know, I ain't no street nigga, but I have grown up in a rough neighborhood, and I play football. You play football, you gonna play football with street niggas, especially in Optimus and shit like that. You gonna become friends with street niggas that go through shit, that be out here living their lifetime, losing friends, people dying all the damn time, and also having to, you know, result to hustling themselves to go ahead and get some bread and shit, especially to impress hoes and stuff like that. So I understand the whole aspect as far as knowing these guys, but not falling too deep to them because you had better parents or better role models to show you more than what they're just showing, but you still understand what they go through. And when it comes to people, as far as the world, you know, just shitting on these individuals for the way that they are, you're able to articulate their feelings or the position that they're in. It's just a different perspective. You have the, you know, you have the privilege of understanding these brothers and their situations that they've been placed into. So that's how I relate to Kendrick, having the privilege of understanding. I get that, a lot of folks, they're never gonna see the world from my vantage point because they never left their hoods, their neighborhoods. I remember the first time I left Carroll City and went to college and shit like that, and then experienced life and then came back and like, damn, it's a totally different vantage point now. Things in this small square was so much more important to me. How people felt about how I looked, how I talked, how I walked, the way I present myself as far as trying to make sure nobody fuck with me, the masculine, aggressive vibe I had to give off, you feel me? Staying on guard, like these things were like second nature. But then when I left, I don't feel that way anymore. But when I came back, you feel like you gotta turn it on just to be safe and be on point. Like those type of aspects, those type of mentalities, it's just interesting. It's just interesting, just understanding that shit. Now right here, he talks about the mentality that he was in as he was creating all the music from last year.
I think from day one was to always keep the nature of it as a sport. I don't care how motherfuckers look at it as far as like, as a collaborative effort, that's cool too, but I love when artists grit their teeth. Like I still watch battle raps. I still watch Smack URL from Murder Mook to Lux to Tay Rock, my bro Daylight. This has always been the core definition of who I am, and it's been that way since day one. So I don't think it was a thing for this year. It was always just a continuum. And what I will say about this year, it was more from a space where I think a lot of people was putting rap to the back, and you didn't see that. You didn't see that grit. You didn't see that bite anymore. So I always took that in consideration in going into any type of my music.
That's interesting. So I hope this makes sense, right? We've been following your journey for about 15 years, and you have been so consistent in the messaging and the focus, like you said. And you've always moved with integrity. So in a lot of ways, I feel like we thought we knew exactly who you were as an artist in a positive way. And then last year, it felt like you unlocked a whole new dimension for us. But that person, like you said, was always in there. But I'm wondering, do you still surprise yourself sometimes? Did you surprise yourself last year? Or was it just us, the fans, with our jaws on the floor, just stunned?
That's a good question. Surprised myself? Nah, I don't think I surprised myself, because this for me and for my partners that's been around me since 2005, 2006, like my brothers, they know my personality, they know my capabilities, even when it wasn't presented to the public at first, right? So this is just like a revolving door of what I've been doing in Carson Studios, at the homie garage, or my brothers at TDE, or just anybody around the city of Compton. And
My bad, cut off right there, but that's what they clip. But yeah though, like if you a Kendrick Lamar Day One fan, then you understand the different levels of him. You understand that he has the ability to be very aggressive and disrespectful, and you also understand he has the ability to be quirky and funny, playful, silly. Like he's been doing that from day one. I tell the story all the time. My first time hearing Kendrick Lamar was in college. We walk out to like the corridor area, sitting down, vibing. We got a laptop, and I hear somebody saying, fuck that. 8 doobies to the face, nigga, fuck that. And that's the first thing I ever heard of Kendrick Lamar. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? It sounded funny. It sounded like weird and funny. I'm like, who's that? It sounded cool. And it reminded me of like the Wiz Khalifa vibe too. So I'm like, who that is? These niggas said Kendrick Lamar. I'm like, okay. And I went home. This was before Good Kid, Mad City. Section 80 was out. I went and I fell in love with Section 80. Listened to it front to back, just off that night. Then I understood the different levels of the homie, you feel me? So he's been showing everything that he showed in his rap battle throughout his entire career when it comes to the wittiness, the funniness, when it comes to the storytelling, when it comes to the lyricism. I know I said storytelling already, but even on Meet the Grams, he's dropped songs like that on every single project, so it was amazing that he found a way to channel that skill set and put it into a rap battle. That's why I love Meet the Gram so much. Even the people saying like, oh, is the shit that he's saying true? I don't give a fuck. I care about the actual artwork that he took The storytelling aspect that we seen on Keisha's song, Tammy's song, Sing About You, all those things like that, and loaded his clip and dumped it on Drake ass in a rap battle. So dudes right here says Drake out here with bullet holes on the other side of the world, and Kendrick was just treating it as a sport, man. Yeah, bro, like, man, listen, dog. Say for instance, bro, Ryan Clark. Have y'all ever seen Ryan Clark play football? I know he's an analyst on ESPN and things of that sort, has a podcast, but have y'all ever seen Ryan Clark play football? It's a sport. But Ryan Clark looked like he was trying to end lives, his own included.
Oh, what a hit, ball's out. Ryan Clark is still down, so too is Willis McGahee.
Every single time he was on that field, the man just didn't give a damn about himself or anybody else. That's how Kendrick approaches his sport. If you want to engage in a rap battle, it's going to be contact, it's going to be violent. And if you are engaging in it, then what the fuck do you expect, bro? What y'all expect? Just cutesies, footsies, what y'all expect this shit to be, bro? Like, if y'all came to the show, you better enjoy that, bitch. What Jay-Z said, man, is that not why we came? If not, then why bother? I know he wasn't talking about rap battle, he's talking about rap though, hip-hop, period. But what you expect, man? And plus, fool told Drake it's a friendly fade, keep it that way. He didn't want to keep that shit friendly. He didn't want to keep that shit friendly, so he took the gloves off and, you know, went to work on that boy. But hey though, let me get this video out to y'all, man. I may live stream later and watch the entire thing with y'all. I just might hold me to that. It's a lot of content to go through, and I gotta hit this gym at some point in time this day. It's noon time. I gotta get these videos out. But I'll let y'all know in the community. Make sure y'all have my notification bells on, and I'll let y'all know what we planning to do for the day. But let me know what you gotta say about all this in the comment section below when it comes to DJ Academics and the other Drizzy Gobbler, Jared trying to go ahead and leak Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl performance and things of that sort to spoil it for the fans. It ain't gonna spoil it for nobody, bro. Everybody gonna be sitting there watching that shit regardless. But let me know what you think about that shit in the comment section below. But I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.